Here we are, Black Room. What could I possibly be here to talk about today? That and that. So I'm here to talk about. There should be 2 images above my head. I'm trusting they're there. Anyways, I'm going to move one of them away. I'm going to pull one of them up. So this is the image that I want to talk to you about right now. So the image that you're looking at is a picture of Hulk and Jordan wearing a sleeve and me on the other end of the leash. Now, to most people in the world, this now just sparks outrage. And it's like, this man is training these dogs to attack children. This has gone too far. No, let me stop. But the general response from people that know nothing about protection dogs is always incredible. You know, because the first fact here is people think that anytime a dog bites a sleeve, that means they're going to bite for real. Now, our dogs are definitely going to bite for real when the sleeve comes off, but you got to understand drive. You know, that's the second thing to understand here, right? So when you're seeing this dog, first of all, let me stop real quick. Let me just play this video real quick. So as this video comes in, we got to get the magic time to work. Okay, there's the video. Okay, so the video's playing. I don't want you to watch this video. Now you can see how tentative Hulk is when he comes in and bites the sleeve, right? He bites it so gently, you know, everything's gentle. My kid's smiling, happy, you know, because every time he does this, he just begs to do it again. When can I get my suit, Dad? When can I mean, this is what we do, you know. I mean, my son wants to be, you know, just like me in you know, in every way, you know, and this is what I do. This is what I'm known for, you know. This is who we are, you know, is we are dog trainers. So of course my son is gonna want to train dogs, and we train protection dogs. You know, this is what we do. You know, so understand that, you know, we're professionals, and I've been doing this for years. You know, so understanding, you know, balance and stability, you know, is the main thing, and understanding that no dog is ever trained if they're not proven stable. They'll never see any type of aggression ever. You know, so but back to what I was saying. You know, with types of drive, before I paused and played the video for you. You know, types of drive. You know, there's multiple types of drives. You know, I'll leave links to descriptions in the bottom. You can you know, listen to me talk about drive there. I'm not going to get into that. It'll make the video too long. But there's multiple types of drive. And right now you're seeing dog and prey drive, which is, you know, basically like I've explained to you in past videos, is how I can wear the suit and the dogs can bite me in the suit, my own dogs. It's because it's basically a play drive, right? So basically, I'll do this. Take that sleeve that you see him wearing, pull it away. Put a tug in his hands. The outrage is gone. Now it's, oh, look at the kid. He's always playing tug of war. Look at how gentle he is, right? Or some people might be like, oh my God, look how dangerous it's still, right? Or some people, oh, it's a pit bull, kill it, right? Even you guys are angry. But, you know, that changes everything, right? All of a sudden it's a tug and it's not a sleeve, right? So the misconception is people just see this sleeve and they put it with protection, so they think, sleeve, dog will bite, that means he's going to bite children. That's how simple and blocky people think. But it's much more complex than that. And I wish I had the full clip, but that was filmed by somebody else. I just play the full clip so you can see afterward the dog just standing there. It doesn't, you know, he doesn't care. Go right back to normal activity, and then I can put pictures like this up on the screen. You know, and I'll just show you what their relationship's really like. You know, so you can really see what balance creates. You know, and you know. Bring the other image back up, but the other image isn't, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, you know. I mean, it's understanding that, you know, you got Hulk here, big dog, you know, showing his teeth, which looks to be aggression, but again, he's still in prey drive, right? Prey drive, which is basically, I'll just explain to you like a play drive. It's the want to like chase something, a squirrel, or, you know, that's what prey is. That's what the prey drive is. And a more, you know, serious drive would be a defensive drive, you know. So if when we're working dogs in defense is when you see a lot more teeth and it's a little bit more physical, you know, that's defense. So the dog actually feels threatened, you know, then that's the kind of reaction that you get in a defensive setting. And then you have, you know, we work dogs civil work, you know, is when the dogs, you know, they're using, you're not seeing any equipment. So we're basically proving that the dog will bite with no equipment. Because like I said, just because a dog bites a sleeve doesn't mean it'll bite a person, you know, at all in any way, shape, or form. You know, that's just a very, very common mistake among people that, you know, they think. And honestly, it's something that a lot of trainers use, you know, to show people, like, oh, look at this dog will bite. You know, in a sense, you know, sometimes it's smart, you know what I mean, because the average person, you know, shouldn't have dogs that are, you know, very civil, you know what I mean. They really should kind of have, you know, watered down versions of these dogs. Because intimidation is really the first factor in all this. 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to go past a barking dog. But, the way I think about it is, if you sell somebody a dog that's a dud that really is only going to bite a sleeve, and unless the robber breaks in your house wearing a sleeve, the dog isn't going to do anything, I think you're a bad person in a sense. I think you just sold somebody false hope, a false sense of security, and that's pretty done. But some people do that. I train my dogs, to the level to fit, each setting, that they're going in. And we've had great success. Like anybody, we've had, mild things happen as well. But we've had great success when we do. I've put out so many dogs. It's just part of it. It's just part of it. You're gonna have one, where you have a case, one comes back, or that's it. So I've been through, I've been through the ringer with this work. I've seen the bad, I've seen the good. And I understand, how important balance is among this work. That is the word of the day: balance and stability. Right? Keep those, because that's what this is all about. That's how I'm able to do everything you see. That's how I'm able to have a cat living in my house with all these monstrous, aggressive dogs. I have a cat freely walks around my house. A cat will walk right over the top of Hulk's head, run in Ace's room, anything he wants. I can bring any dog into my house, go and bring him into the pack. Through balance, through control, through leadership, right? So that's what this is all about. It's the name of the game today. So hopefully this video can bring you, a little closure. Maybe you're still angry at me, maybe you're not. It's pretty much that. And I guess the ending part to this, we'll bring this image in, and there's also a video for this too. So maybe we'll bring those side by side. Yeah, can we bring those side by side? Let's bring those side by side, so we have the picture and the video playing at the same time. So here you see Jordan riding on Hulk, right? And this brought happiness and outrage. It was both ways, So, because obviously you saw we did him, he was in New York, riding him down the street and that thing. Which again was, probably, maybe 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes when we were in New York. But, let me explain how I explained it from the beginning, Do I regret anything that I did? Definitely not. Would I have done anything different? Maybe. But probably not, because I understand, you learn from mistakes, you learn from things. It's important to learn. So, where I was with that whole situation was, that was the first time media really came, right? Like, real media. I know most of you out there, like, you never had this, So you've never had, CNN and Fox and, like, just every state version and every person in the world writing about you. So it was like all of a sudden the world discovered Ninja Turtles, and it was like this epidemic. So it was like, 20 reporters deep. This was the first, long-term piece that we were making. We'd never done this before. Now we're kind of seasoned. It's, it's a year. We've been filming for shows and everything. So it's a lot different. I understand the game. I understand my position. But this is a game of sharks, So, it was really a hard position. They come with a plan. They come with a shoot. I wasn't gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna film that part, right? So, that was a major part of it. Was just, not really intimidation, but almost. It wasn't like, they asked that they wanted this piece, so I did it. And my side of it is this. If anybody thinks that, my house is like some circus and, my kids are riding my dogs around, you lost your mind. That was something that was done for media. It was done for a buzz, from them. But again, I wouldn't, I don't support, a dog is not a horse. So, it's like, and I put out tons of videos afterward, because I did feel mildly guilty as, as a role model, that I didn't really want to, I didn't want other people to go out there and try to do what I was doing, right? Because what I'm doing, I'm coming from a much different place. And you got to understand what I was trying to explain and show. I was proving the stability of the dog. That, these dogs are completely stable. And my children are around them and can be around them and can really do anything with them from how they are raised, from top to bottom. And that's really what, it was about. It really was about, showing stability and showing that if I ask, my dog to be still and to allow this to happen, they will. Because this is a fully functioning, relationship. This is a functioning pack. Like I said, there's stability in this house. This is a stable dog. So there's no reason why that's a problem. Now, like I said, the only part that makes me feel mildly guilty is that, as a role model, which let me tell you is unfair, you know, but we won't get into that now. But as a role model, you know, I wouldn't want the average person that doesn't have a stable dog to go out and do this and their kid gets bit, right? That would make me feel bad, you know. But in reality, like I said, you know what I mean, it was almost like, you know, a starstruck moment, you know what I mean, where like, yeah, I wasn't gonna say no to Good Morning America and be like, no, we can't do that. Like, you wouldn't have either, right? So that's the whole thing. I wasn't gonna tell them no, you know, really. So I mean, now I would, right? Now I would. It's a much different position, you know what I mean? I've you know, it's such a weird word to use, you know, but being a celebrity has changed my life, you know what I mean, in terms of like, you know, pull that you have, and I hate to say that, but you know, different things that you can do with it, you know what I mean, and I never, you know, take advantage of it, but you know, I understand my role a little bit different now, you know what I mean, so I would say no to certain things that I didn't want to do, but at the time, you know, it was my first time. You know, I was in New York. It was crazy. I was on Good Morning America filming a full segment for you know, ABC. So I wasn't gonna tell them no, right? So that's really where that came from, you know. But I just wanted to explain that a little bit, you know, because it was something that was always just kind of bugging me, sitting on my shoulder a little bit. And I mean, the way people kind of perceived that, and that wasn't the idea. All right, so yeah, to finish that up, you know, obviously I would not recommend, you know, anybody doing what I did, you know, with my dogs in that setting. You know, really it was only to prove something and to show something, you know. You know, don't go out and let your children ride around on your dog. You know, like I said, you know, I mean, yeah, you know, then again, you're your own person. You know what I mean? If you feel you want to do something, do it. Who the hell am I to tell you can't? You know, I'm just recommending something. You know what I mean? I'm telling you that as a professional, you know, dog trainer, dog behaviorist, you know, I understand dogs a lot differently than the average person, and that's how I was able to do that. Now, at that point, I didn't understand the stage that I was on, so, you know, that's why it came out the way that it did. But, again, don't let your children, you know, I've seen too many videos of kids just pulling on dogs and bugging them, and you can totally see all of the signs that a dog is about to be upset and it's going to turn into something. So it's really important to understand that, notice those things, you know, and knowing it's your time to step in and control the relationship, you know, because when they're both growing, especially if it's a young dog, young child, you know, they're both young. So it's your responsibility to lead the way. And, you know, that's what we're always trying to do, is lead the way and do the right thing. You know, people live, learn, make mistakes, but, you know, would I change anything? Like I said, I wouldn't change a thing. So, with that being said, if you haven't already, hit this link. Best link on the internet. As always, peace, love, respect. This guy is out of here.